place on there, you just click start recording.
It is recording.
Okay, great. I'll restate it. We're calling the regular meeting, Harlem Township Zoning Commission to order, and the time is 7:32. With that, I'll call the roll. Our zoning assistant is absent this evening, Ashley Zaruba. So with her being an absent, I'll try to fill in the gap as best I can. And with the aid of my two associates up here, Louis Greenwell on my left and Joni Manson on my right. And I need to call the roll, though, so that we have an official result for the minutes. Okay, I'll call in the following order. Those members present, please indicate by saying aye. Joni Manson?
Aye.
Tom Need is absent.
He's
Louis
actually,
Greenwell?
Tom's actually online.
Tom's on Zoom.
Look,
Brittany Hoprick is absent but online. And I'm Mike Kabler, present. Alan Zako is our alternate. Alan is not here this evening. I did receive an email from him indicating that he was resigning effective September 30. So he won't be reported as absent since he will have resigned before a meeting. Well, the trustees haven't necessarily accepted it yet because they haven't had their meeting, but he did submit the resignation. So now we have no alternates at the present time. All right, going back to the agenda. Names of the public who are present. Did we get a sheet over there to sign in? Okay, very good. If you'll sign in over there, members of the public who are online.
we
Who
have,
do we have, Louis?
we have Brittany and Tom are online.
Oh, all right. We have the other two zoning commission members who are absent in person are online with us. Brittany Hoprick and Tom Need. They are and will be welcome to participate in our discussion, but they are unable to vote in absence. They have to be present physically in order to actually vote on any decisions that are made, but they may participate in the discussion. And we don't have any other public members present. Okay. With that, then we're going ahead and move forward and introduce Mike Cannon, our Director of Zoning, who is present this evening, and he will assist in Ashley's absence as well. I hope there's not much assistance that's needed, but there may be.
Such a big crowd.
Ashley, our zoning assistant, is on vacation and will be returning next week. I don't think we have anyone present who has a new application to submit because you're here for your application, I'm assuming, correct? So there are no new applications to receive. Review of minutes, because Ashley, I don't know exactly when she didn't come into the office, but she had left and did not go through the minutes from September 8th and prepare copies for us for consideration tonight. So at this point then, and the other minutes that I had initially listed were, it was just, I forgot to delete them when I was redoing the agenda. But this one, we will probably have it available, assuming we will, that we can review it next week. Whether I doubt that she's going to have time to prepare any minutes for tonight's meeting and hearings, since I think she's not coming back into town, until Sunday. And we have a meeting on Monday. Whether she can get everything done in one day, I don't think so. There won't be any drafts out there for us to review this week because she won't be here. Okay, so that takes us all the way down to new business. The alternate vacancy on the township. I've already mentioned that we now have 2 vacancies since Alan resigned. Maureen Snowden has indicated an interest in serving as an alternate. And I Ashley wasn't here to check with her, whether the trustees are going to have that on the agenda. I discussed that with Mike at their next meeting. He indicated that we would check and make sure that if that is something that Maureen wants to continue forward and the trustees are ready, potentially it could be on the agenda at their meeting this month. But because she's serving on a committee that when the committee was formed, no members of the zoning commission or staff could
Could be
serve
on
on
it.
that committee. So until such time as that committee completes its work, she really couldn't formally be appointed to the board. Anyone else that maybe, well, we don't have anyone else that signed in, but I'll say it, anyone that knows of other people who may be interested in serving on this zoning commission as an alternate, please have them contact me if they would like some information, or any of the other members of the zoning commission to talk about it. Mike Cannon, the zoning director, he can provide information. The simple process, if anyone is interested, you submit a short letter or an email to the trustees indicating that you would be interested in serving as an alternate, and then they will take it from there. Because the trustees are the individuals who appoint and approve the alternate. Okay, with that said, remember what I mentioned to you the last time about Articles 27 and 28 with possible changes in the ORC regarding public notices. I don't know.
Did Scott get back to you?
I beg your pardon?
Did Scott make a comment on that?
No, he hasn't given me any additional comments back. I wanted to put it on the agenda so we can decide how it is that we want to move that process forward. The draft that he prepared initially, which we have shared, he indicated was from a draft copy that was floating around, potentially being used. He wasn't even sure of who created it. He thought possibly it came from the Township Association, and then it was just being distributed. But it's not something that came as a recommendation from the prosecutor's office. But you can see the wording changes that are in there. I looked at it and thought, well, the one thing that we would want to change is in the first, well, it appears more than once, but the language about continuing to submit it to a newspaper of record, rather than doing both, we just take that part out. So you want me to put that on the agenda for discussion at the workshop meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Scott gonna be here for that?
I've been out of town, so I haven't checked again with him. I haven't asked him if he could come next week or not. There's not necessarily a rush in addressing it.
Yeah,
If you
and,
can't.
and,
If he can't come, then
yeah,
we could move it forward.
it's only a page and a half, so maybe we don't need him to necessarily.
Well, that's the other
There's
side.
there's not that much here to go through. We can.
That we
probably-
can handle it ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I will contact him regarding that. We'll just plan to review it
Yeah, there's not that much.
next week. And everyone has a copy already.
Mhm.
So well, I know that you have yours. Brittany and Tom, if you need a copy of those two articles, just let me know, because I have it on the computer at home and I can forward it to you.
Has anything changed since the one that you gave us? I don't know, maybe that was a couple meetings ago.
I don't think anything's changed.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that. Paul. Anything has changed?
Yeah, since,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, nothing's changed since you got that initial draft.
Okay, Thank you.
We've talked about it, but there's no changes that have been made.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's still out there on the shared drive. But as I told you in my email to you when I distributed the first draft of the agenda for tonight, I don't know what's happened to my access, but it's gone again. And I'm meeting Carol here on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning to see if we can get it fixed for me. I don't know what changes he's making, but he said he's going to be making some changes. He's going to be here for 4 hours working on the server here. I hope he doesn't create new problems for us in terms of communication. But I know Louis told me he didn't have a problem. He's still accessing it, was able to review the minutes. And I know that Brittany did because I heard from her. You have any problems accessing the shared drive?
I don't believe so. I think they
Okay.
were all on
I'm
there.
asking because I'll report whatever to,
I'll
to
try
Carol.
again. I mean, I looked at it when you first mentioned it, and I haven't looked at it in the last few days.
yeah. Well,
Oh.
before I went on vacation, I could access it.
Oh,
I
okay.
came back and I can't.
I'll try again.
Maybe if you stay off for too long.
No, that doesn't make sense.
I don't know what happened, but something did.
It should just all be there.
So we'll find out about that for myself on Sunday. And I will then plan on having that as an agenda item for discussion. And hopefully both Tom and Brittany will be well by next Monday. Everyone having been alerted to it, you can go ahead and start looking at that draft. And if you think that there are some things in that on Articles 27
So,
and 28 that you would like to make some changes from the draft, please plan to do that. And we'll try to move that process forward and get a change on the books so that what we've got in print matches our practice, because we're already moving forward with not publishing it in the Delaware Gazette anymore. But our current adopted zoning resolution does include that language. So we need to get that changed. The other item under old business we'll come back to because it's now 7:44 and we're about to reconvene a hearing that we recessed to tonight for Bradley Cannon and Christine Cannon. Okay. I'd like to recess our regular meeting now and reconvene, reopen and bring out a recess, the hearing HTCC 2506, which is a hearing on application from Bradley and Christina Cannon of 13232 Center Village Road, Galena, Ohio, and they are seeking to rezone 5.946 acres. Since we had the hearing, we opened it and we went through the document at that time when we had that initial hearing on July 7th. Do either of you as members of the commission, or for that matter, for Tom and Brittany online, do you have any questions regarding that before we go ahead and move that process forward? Anything that would like me to bring up or review with you?
You need to call the roll for our,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't call the roll. Thank you. See, I need Ashley. Yes, need to call the roll for bringing the hearing back to order. Thank you, Louis. So I'll call the roll. Louis Greenwell.
here,
Tom Need, not present. Brittany Hoprick is not present, but they're both still online.
Mhm.
And Joni Manson
Here.
and Mike Kabler here. And we are bringing the hearing to order at 7:46. I made some comments already regarding this. As I said, we held the initial hearing on July 7th, and we went through the requirements, but just to reiterate quickly, the rules to follow tonight for anyone who wishes to speak. The hearing will be completed with the commission responding to any issues that they may have and reviewing the applicant. We previously have addressed some of the issues, which I'll go over. Once the commission is reviewed the application initially, we will have it open to the public so that members of the public may ask any questions or offer any comment that they may have. The public portion will then be closed, and commission members again may respond with questions and or comments before we would take action. During the hearing, if anyone wishes to speak, only one person can be heard at a time, so please do not speak over anyone else. Do not carry on a private conversation. And if you wish to speak, please step up to the podium, state your name and address so that information can be recorded. Please do not bring up a point or question previously addressed and or asked. Remember, again, only one person can be heard at a time. When there are no further comments and or questions from the public portion of the hearing will be closed and no further public comment and or questions will be entertained. Okay, what we have reviewed previously at the hearing, we verified that the application was on the correct form. The specific zoning request, we can review that again so that everyone is aware of it. The specific zoning request is to change zoning, the current zoning from agriculture residential 1, AR1, to farm residential FR1. The gross acreage to be rezoned is 5.946 acres. The net acreage is 5.664 acres. We reviewed for the correct legal description. And there were some issues that were raised regarding the deed. Mr. Greenwell, since you brought up those issues, I will ask you if you've had the opportunity to review the information that's been submitted now, and does it now meet our requirements?
I have, and it appears that the deed and the legal description match the survey.
Yes, and we
Go
got a
back-
new
go back.
survey. Yeah, actually, they had given us the wrong one, I guess is what
Well,
happened.
the survey looks,
It didn't match the,
looks.
yeah,
like
that,
maybe
it's not a newer
yeah,
one,
yeah.
but it's a different one.
Yeah. Yeah,
That having the description match the right property. I
Right, so
think
the-
that was the discrepancy.
the deed and the legal description does match the survey,
Yeah,
which was
okay.
part of the issue before. So that's,
That-
looks like that's been resolved.
You agree with that?
I do.
Ms. Manson?
Yes.
All right. Are there any other issues that need to be reviewed? No, those were the only things that we had identified, Mr. and Mrs. Candy. I'm sorry I didn't ask you this before, but I know that you're present. Could you state your names, and that way we will acknowledge that you're here in the minutes.
Yep, Bradley Cannon.
Christina again.
And they are the co-owners of the property, and they are both present here this evening. Okay, well, since no further questions or comments at this point from the zoning commission, I'll open it up for public discussion. So any members of the public that wish to speak? Mr. or Mrs. Cannon, do either of you have anything that you would like to say or ask about?
You know,
No? All right. How about the zoning director?
I have nothing to add.
Nothing to add. All right, very good. Since they're back then, we'll close the public portion, come back to the zoning commission. At this point then, we did have and noted the recommendation from the Delaware Regional Planning Commission previously. So we do have that as part of the packet. The next step following whatever action is taken tonight will be to move the process forward to the zoning commission. I'm sorry, to the trustees. All right. With that, members of the commission, any additional questions or comments, or is there a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, inasmuch as application HTZC 25-06 conforms to the intent of the Harlem Township Comprehensive Plan and appears to meet all applicable aspects of the Harlem Township zoning resolution, I move that the Harlem Township Zoning Commission recommend to the Harlem Township Board of Trustees that said application be approved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion was moved by Joni Manson and seconded by Louise Greenwell. Do either of you have any further comments or questions or discussion? And I will also provide the opportunity for two members who are online. If you have a question or comment, you may please speak up now. Identify yourself so we know who is speaking. No comment from either Brittany or Tom, apparently.
Now, I'd like to thank the for
Thank you.
Wait a
providing
minute. I heard somebody.
that Brittany.
Yeah, no, I just said nothing. Thank you.
Okay, I was just gonna-
All right, thank you.
gonna thank the Cannons for providing the additional information that we requested in a timely manner.
Yes. And I hope that everything with your need for being out of the country, vacation and business, I understand. Hope everything went well with that. So that was part of the reason for us having to delay it as long as we did.
Right.
Yeah, good.
We have to take a vote.
Yes, we're getting to that point. If there's no further discussion or comments, then I'll call the roll for a vote on Joni's motion. Tom Need is absent. Louis Greenwell,
Aye.
Mike Kabler, aye. Joni Manson
Aye.
and Brittany Hopper is absent. So the motion is passed 3-0. With that, the recommendation will be to move it forward to the trustees. And it will be submitted. The trustees will set a hearing date. Hopefully, and I would expect that that's going to happen at the regular meeting that the trustees have this month. And but they have to do it within 30 days of our submitting the recommendation to them. And then once they make the determination about setting that, they'll set it and set within 30 days. If their next meeting, regular meeting, after the meeting on the 17th of October, I don't know whether it's more than 30 days out. I'm sorry, I said 17th. I meant 15th. But if their regular meeting, 1, 2, 3, it's on the 12th, I think would be within then, right? Or
That's,
no,
that's
it'd be the
5 weeks.
19th.
Yeah, that's 5 weeks there.
It's on the third Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's more than 30 days, they'll have to set a special meeting. Because they have to hold that hearing within 30 days. But at that time, they will make a decision to either approve the recommendation as we've made it to them, modify it, or deny it. If approved, the zoning amendment will become effective 30 days after the trustees' approval unless a referendum petition is presented to the trustees. A referendum petition would require 8% of voters within Harlem Township to file a petition to overturn the decision made by the trustees. And they have to file that with the trustees within 30 days of the date that the trustees make their decision. So if there's no referendum within 30 days, then after 30 days, the zoning goes into effect. At this point, looking ahead, we're looking then at the trustees setting a hearing, most likely sometime in November for them to make their decision. And then 30 days after, whenever that happens, will be the date that the zoning would go into effect. You will not, as property owners, you will not receive any additional notification directly from the trustees, but please contact the zoning office to verify what date and time has been set for the trustees to hold their hearing. Okay? All right, with that said, then could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Joni, seconded by Louis to adjourn the hearing on application HTCC 2506. So that hearing is now adjourned and temporarily we'll go back into our regular zoning meeting, calling it out of recess. Just a couple more minutes and we'll start the next hearing. Okay, now the hearing's finished. You guys, well, oh, you're welcome to stay or leave if you have any questions. Want to double check with you. You're all set? All right, good. Thank you. And it's only another minute or two until 8 o'clock, which is when the time that we have set for the next hearing to be called out of recess. Louis, would you mind picking up the form over there that we need to sign? Let's take care of that. It's application HTZ 2506. They're both over there. I don't know which stack. Yeah. Okay.
Separate folder.
We'll record our decision.
So many. A huge tree that.
Can I borrow your pen? I don't want to sign with pencil.
All right. It is 8 o'clock. And we have set that time as the time to reopen or reconvene the hearing for application HTZC 2508 submitted by Nina Brand and Nitzan Israel. So with that, I'd like to call that hearing to order and do the roll call. Louis Greenwell. Here. Mike Kabler. Here. Joni Manson.
Here.
Brittany Hoprick is available online, but not eligible to vote because she's not present. And Tom Need is also, I think, online still. Again, he can participate, but they are not able to vote online. And we're in session now for the hearing on application HTC 2508. This is a hearing that we started and adjourned quickly because of discovering some issues that need to be addressed. And with that, I know that Ms. Brand and Mr. Israel, you submitted some information that was requested. So at this point, let me just ask you if you would just provide us a summary of what it is that you've given us in terms of updated information. You addressed the issues that were identified, right?
So changes, we changed the deed to match the new property line. That the new survey did the property line, which is the whole 7.940. And the deed is matching the language of the surveyor. And we also deduct the right of way in the front from the total acreage.
And you provided the new surveyor's map. Did you recheck the neighboring properties? Because that was one of the things we listed for you to check.
Did before, we already calculated that before, so with the secretary, we already knew that we overshot it before.
Okay,
Because we calculated before to the corner of the property.
so yeah,
We
so there
actually
weren't
didn't-
any changes that required additional people to be notified. Very good. And you provided the new deed. All right. Well, let's go through the steps formally now with the zoning commission. The rules for conducting the hearing are as follows. Commission members will comment and ask in initial questions. There will be no public interaction at that time. When that's finished, the public will have the opportunity to comment and or ask questions. The only members of the public present are our applicants, Nina Brand and Nissan Israel. We don't have any members of the public present online either, other than our two zoning commission members, Brittany and Tom. Continuing forward, the only additional township official present is Mr. Cannon. Mike Cannon is our director of zoning. And Mike has been involved in the process, of course. Now, as we go forward, I would ask that if you need to speak, no public's really present, but if you would, and I forgot, Mr. Israel, in the future, if I ask you a question, would you step up to the podium just to make sure that it does get recorded? It may be picking you up okay, but I would rather you be up by the podium, and that's what we ask people to do. And when you do so, please state your name and address so that the secretary can record it. If you or anyone else shows up to participate, the rules will apply to them as well. Please be brief and factual. Remember, only one person can be heard at a time, so please do not interrupt a speaker. Do not carry on your own conversation while someone is speaking. When there are no further questions and or comments from the public portion of the hearing will be closed and no further public comments and or questions will be entertained. Commission members will then have the opportunity to make any additional comments and or ask any additional questions. Now, since we did not go through in detail previously, we're going to go through that process now. First question, is the application on the correct form?
Yes.
Yes. And have the applicants signed the application? These are your signatures, Mr. and Ms. or Ms. Brand and Mr. Israel? Very good. And we have signed application. And the specific zoning request is clearly stated on the application form. The gross acreage to be rezoned is 7.94 acres from agriculture residential, AR1, to farm residential, FR1. The net acreage to be rezoned is 7.688 acres. Was the correct legal description furnished in text and map, and are they now correct, and do they reinforce each other?
Yes.
Mhm.
Very good. I reviewed it. I didn't see any areas of concern there. So the three of us are in agreement. You've got it now. And the adjoining and contiguous and cross-front property owners all been notified.
We don't know who she sent them to, so we assume.
I can't ask her, the last time we asked, I recall though, we talked about whether any had been returned. I don't know whether there's been any additional. Oh yeah, thank you, Mike. We might look in that folder and see if there were any notices that were sent out that got returned.
Like, no.
No envelopes in there, undeliverable. Very good. So all the adjoining across from adjacent to property owners were notified. I will ask, are there any non-notified property owners present? There are not, because there's no public present here this evening. And there are no signed notified waivers for non-notified property owners. Are there any other possible errors noted, members of the commission?
The only question I have is, and I'm trying to figure out where in this, the documentation that we have here, you did show a net acreage of 7.688, and it looks like it's 0.252 acres less than the gross. And I'm just wondering where is that kind of in this information you sent us, the net, the calculation to come up with net? Sure, yeah, please.
Yeah, please do.
Hello, Nitzan Israel, address is 4465 Green Cook Road, Westerville, Ohio. On the map,
Mhm.
Which they didn't have before, right at the top, it has 30 feet. That's the right of way. Multiply that by the length of the property, gives you the deduction.
Which
Where
piece is
is
this
this?
now on the map?
Right there where it says Green Cook Road at the top, there's a little 30 feet
Okay.
mark,
Right,
and that's the right of way. And on the map before, we didn't have that.
I'm still not,
that looks like it's on,
yeah, that's not the right of way thing.
that was on the previous map.
Oh, it
It was
was?
a 45 feet that was on the previous map that's not on there now.
The
That was
30 feet that we have now, from my understanding, is for the gas line company.
That's the easement for the gas. Okay. Yeah, that just didn't, I couldn't figure out what that calculation was anywhere from the information here. And so you're saying that 30 feet times the 367.15.
Right.
And I'm assuming that on the other side is 30.14. To,
The,
as it goes across, the distance is 30.14. It's 30 on one side and 30.14 on the other.
that is not
Is that
my
right?
property.
Well, but there's a distance there. That distance. You have to have four sides to make this calculation work.
Okay,
So you start at 30, that's one side. The top of the way I'm looking here, the
30.14.
western line is 367.15. Then the northernmost line would be 30.14, right? And then it would have to come south again. I guess that would be three, we don't know what that calculation
No, I
is.
don't know that one.
So
Yeah, I'm not quite,
the calculation to
Seeing
get
the
to
same
200
numbers as
2
you.
point,
But you're getting, let's just do it now since we're
That's-
still
that's-
being
that's
confused
the-
by this.
that 30 number there plus, or not plus, but that's a 367.
okay.
Then there's a 30.14, and what we're missing is this line to know what that length is. Would you assume it's that number again?
367.15 is the length.
Right, the length here, but.
So it'd be
but then the-
times the right of way, which is 30, right?
Well, it's 30.14 over here. That number is 30.14. This is 30. And that's 30.1. So you'd have to figure out what that calculation is of what that area is. And I just have to guess that it's 0.252 acres.
Well, if you just use the bigger number.
Yeah.
Times the distance.
That's feet. So let's see, 30. Oops.
I will point out while Louis is making that calculation to you, that if this moves forward and the zoning gets approved, we're approving it for this acreage. All 7.94 acres. To do the lot split, again, there is where you need to be sure that you're getting the minimum acreage present in terms of the for the net calculation. You must have a minimum of 2 net acres. And if you don't, Mr. Cannon will not be able to issue your permit. Even though you've got the zoning, you don't have the permit from him, then you won't be able to continue to move the process forward. So I just wanted to point that out, that will happen as you move this process forward and deal with the other agencies that are involved, including regional planning.
Yeah, using the numbers of 30 feet times 367.15, you do end up with 0.252 acres. So that's the difference in the calculation.
2 point what?
0.252 acres, which is the difference between gross and net. So the numbers check out. Thank goodness. That's heavy math.
I mean, that's fine now. And so that you need to make sure as you, whatever, how the lots end up being drawn, that you continue to meet those requirements as well.
So the number that you got is matched to the number that we got.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm not looking at it anymore.
Well, you did a very good job following up and getting these things to us in the time that we had allotted for it. So thank you very much, Mr. Israel. All right, I was going to look at the recommendation now from Delaware Regional Planning Commission. Issues were identified by staff. Access and drainage must be reviewed and approved as part of the development plan process prior to filing a lot split application with Delaware Regional Planning. We don't have to see that here, but Delaware Regional Planning will require it. Properties along Green Cook Road have roadside drainage, and this site is relatively flat, naturally draining to the southwest. And there have been some drainage issues up there. So you will want to make sure that you get that addressed properly. Sanitary treatment currently served by on-site wastewater treatment system, as will any future lot split. The Delaware County Health District must approve a primary and secondary system for any future lot split and/or development of the site. Staff recommendation. Staff recommends approval of the rezoning request by Nitzan Israel and Nina Brand from AR1 to FR1 to Delaware County Regional Planning Commission, to the Harlem Township Zoning Commission and Harlem Township trustees. At the Regional Planning Commission, Mr. Matt Locke made a motion to recommend approval of the rezoning request by Nissan Israel and Nina Brand. Mr. Irving seconded the motion, and the vote was a majority for. One person was opposed, or I'm sorry, one person abstained. So that's a recommendation from Regional Planning. Okay, Mr. Israel or Ms. Brand, do you have anything at this point that you would like to comment about or ask us any questions? We have no members of the public present, but we're going to open it for public comments at this point. Did we pick up anyone online by chance?
Bernadette Wise?
Bernadette, are you online and do you wish to say anything? Or do you have any questions?
Please unmute yourself.
If you're speaking, oh, she says not at this time. She chatted.
Did you send a chat?
She sent a chat, not at this time.
Okay.
She is
All
a
right.
neighboring property owner.
Since there is no additional or comments or questions from the public, we'll close the public portion of the hearing. And back to the commission members then. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Mr. Chairman, inasmuch as application HTCC 25-08 conforms to the intent of the Harlem Township Comprehensive Plan and appears to meet all applicable aspects of the Harlem Township zoning resolution, I move that the Harlem Township Zoning Commission recommend to the Harlem Township Board of Trustees that said application be approved.
All right, it's been moved for approval by Joning,
Second?
seconded by Mr. Greenwell. With that in mind, any comments or questions from either our zoning commission members who are online but not present? Nope. Okay, if there's no further discussion from the zoning commission, then we'll take a vote on the motion. Please signify by, I'll call a roll. Please signify by the vote of aye for approval or nay for no on the motion to approve. Mr. Greenwell,
Aye.
Mike Kabler, aye.
Aye.
Johnny Manson.
Aye.
Okay, 3 ayes. That carries the motion. Motion is approved. We will be moving forward with making the recommendation to the trustees. The process how that happens is we will submit our recommendation for approval to the trustees. The trustees will set a hearing date, and they will do that within 30 days of receipt of our recommendations. Since we're submitting the recommendation is being made tonight, they will receive it probably at their regular meeting, and that doesn't mean they're going to take any action other than set a hearing date. Once they set that hearing date, the hearing date will be, they will publish that in the news paper. Well, I'm sorry, not in the newspaper anymore, online. But there are no specific notices that are sent out. For you, as the property owners, I suggest that you contact the zoning office, Ashley Zaruba, the zoning assistant, to verify the date and time that the trustees set that hearing. If the trustees then, once they do hold the hearing, approve the zoning change, it becomes effective 30 days after approval unless a referendum petition is presented to the trustees to overturn their decision. So if the trustees take action and set the hearing in November sometime, that would mean 30 days after that hearing, which would put it into December, the zoning approval would become effective unless a referendum petition is filed with them. And that referendum requires signatures of 8% of the voters in Harlem Township, registered voters in Harlem Township, in order to overturn the decision made by the trustees. You have any questions? No. All right, with that, members of the commission, a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Louis, seconded by Joni, that we adjourn the hearing on application HDCC 2508. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All right, the motion to adjourn has passed, so the hearing is closed. And with that, then we will reconvene our regular meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for getting this in as we had requested. You met the deadline. All right, yes, we do need to fill this form out.
We lost Bernadette.
Yeah. Can I borrow your pen too?
Oh, I'm sorry, sure.
That's okay. Can't quite reach those over there.
Guys need another piece of paper or did you get it?
There you go. Thanks, Mike.
We signed that one, already.
Besides, this is yours.
Okay.
There's some we didn't sign yet.
Do you have to do these too? These,
No, we don't do anything with that, but
She
uh,
does.
yeah, Ashley does. That will go to regional planning as the process moves forward and the trustees take action. Okay, the last item on our agenda is the old business item, which we talked about just briefly. But the RS8 Properties LLC application 2512, that is on our agenda for next week. And that information was brought in by Mr. Ironman and dropped off, so we have copies of. And he submitted a letter indicating that he has provided what we had requested. A correct legal description and map that legibly includes the corrected bearings and distances. The map also includes the right-of-way, easements, and calculations for the net acreage. He included an updated and corrected list of neighbors, which includes the two omitted neighbors, Mrs. Stein and Mr. and Mrs. Adams, as well as the correction of a typo for Mr. Chalfan. Number 3, he included clarification of the deed. The deed pages have been numbered, including Exhibit A, which is part of the deed. He's got the gross and then a calculation of the net acreages to be rezoned have been included on the map plat as well as on the updated application for the amendment. And he added the checklist that we have available online, and it's the updated version of our checklist. We just added that as a way to verify that he and remind him of what needed to be done, and he's got everything included. He put the pages in the order that's on the application, or I'm sorry, on the checklist. Good. So we have everything, I think. We don't need to do any discussion tonight. I just wanted to make you guys aware, and for Tom and Brittany, we have the information here. So if you want to stop by the zoning office, you can pick a copy up. Mike, would you be able to make that available for them?
Absolutely.
So, because Ashley's not going to be back, I know she's not going to be back before the end of the week. I mean, work week. And if she may not be back until Monday, at least Monday will be her first work day. So I'm sure you'd like to have a copy of this before then. If you'll stop by, Mike can make it available for you. All right. Anybody have any additional items or? issues that you'd like to bring up? How about you, Mike? You got anything you want to bring to our attention?
Do you want to say anything about the meeting we had with Mr. Miller and his proposals?
Oh, thank you, Johnny. That's right. You guys did have a discussion with him.
Yeah, I don't know that we really have anything solid for him because he came in with 6 different plans that none of us could see. And I went and made copies for him and he was just kind of getting feedback about what he thought we would like and we would accept. And there was some clarification we had because I know at one point he said he wanted to have 3-story apartment buildings. I leaned over to Holly and said, Holly, we don't allow that. It's got to be mixed use if it wants that. But he's gonna come back with another plan and it'll be a little more solid.
I asked Holly to point out that we're not thrilled about having divergences in a plan that took a while to convince the public to accept. And if we have divergencies on our first one that we do, they'll never trust us again.
I agree. I agree. I think it's and that property has the most lenient zoning on it in our whole township.
Yeah.
I think we've given enough and they need to adhere to it. And I think that guy just wanted to find out, or their developer wanted to find out a little more about some of the guidelines. And I think he's gonna have to bring something back that
Mhm.
follows our zoning. What did you think?
I thought I thought he was willing to listen
Yeah.
to things. I thought he was willing to try to push as much for what he wanted as possible, but I thought he also listened.
You talking about Mr. Miller or the developer? I'm not sure if it was a
Developer.
developer or an engineer. He brought
He
somebody.
brought an engineer out of Dallas, Texas, right?
Yeah.
He was out of Texas, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And
So,
he
but-
does work he said California, New York and all over the place.
Okay, yeah.
So
You said he had 6 different plans?
6
Were-
different
Like,
plans.
are for different ways to use the
Different
property?
Setups, one
Like,
different
Were they like
mixed use
alternates?
along Harlem Township. And then he had, I think one of them had that car, what was that called?
The car condos.
Condo concept in the back,
Yeah.
which we shot down immediately.
No, we also shot down the straight roads.
Yes, which we don't want. I thoroughly agree with that. Because it's so close to that corner, it'll be used as a bypass.
Yeah.
And from what I saw, when I asked about it, he said, yeah, we've got plenty of parks in here. I didn't see a lot of parks,
There aren't any parks.
which means the kids will be playing in the street. So that's not a
Yeah.
good combination.
Yeah.
Kids playing in the street and that being used as a thoroughfare.
They were looking at the possibility of building some car condos at the end of it.
That was-
Backside of it,
That was
yeah.
one proposal, yeah.
What is a car condo?
What is a car condo? Car
don't even
condo is basically a residence that you can have people living in it, but they provide an area which can house multiple cars. And people that have those usually have high-end cars. In some instances, they have car condos and there's no residential nature to it other than they have a kitchen, they have facilities that people can come in and have parties and admire their cars. But you're talking about cars that typically cost $200,000 plus. And he did come in and with a proposal to do that here several years ago. And it didn't get off the ground at all. Because of the nature of what it was that he was
Well,
proposing.
he also wanted a racetrack with it.
Yeah, because he wanted a racetrack with that one. That's right.
Well, if you have a
that
car
was a
condo, you
definite
have to have a
no-no.
racetrack.
Yeah.
Brittany, if you do a Google search for a car condo,
Because
you'll get an
he wanted
explanation.
the opportunity for these people
Okay.
to be able to test
Show
drive their
off. Yeah,
cars
show off their
on
cars.
this track that they were going to include.
I don't think we encouraged the car condo concept.
No, it was shot down immediately. I think Tom there.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tom said, this was.
Yeah,
brought up
you,
before, and it
the
was
two
taken down.
representatives from the commission were
Yeah,
Joni and
I
Tom.
couldn't remember if Tom was there or not. Yes. Yeah, Tom said immediately, this was brought before us once before and we said, no.
Yeah.
Chief did, it was nice having Chief there because he made a point and he told him, he goes, first off, I'm not gonna let you guys even start to build unless I've got two another exit out of this. He goes, you
Yeah.
can't have one exit. So they've got to get probably, and I'm assuming it's gonna be Brian, because I think Matt was
I think,
there.
yeah,
He's gonna work with them, so that would be the other exit. So they have.
So they come in and go back out then over onto Fancher Road over that
Yes,
way.
so there's two exits out of there, which led to it's gonna be a throughway. They're gonna use it as a cut for the corner if it starts backing out. So that's where all that discussion was, but.
Yeah, and I wasn't there, but apparently initially, there were at least one of the options was just having a straight road straight through.
Yes,
Yeah.
No curves in it anywhere.
yeah, there was.
yeah.
That would be a bad idea.
We did not think that was a good idea either.
That becomes then the raceway for the
Yeah.
car condos.
Yeah,
Even if you
that's your
don't have
racetrack.
You're a quarter mile.
that. Yeah,
I thought it went pretty good for the first review. And like I said, when he got done, he goes, well, I'll go and redo this. And I said, could you please send it to us early so we can look at it? Because the one thing about it was he brought those things and the paper he brought, and I don't know how if I couldn't even read it off the paper. I'm trying to read
It's
the
very
density and everything
difficult.
off the paper, and you couldn't read it. So
was it just too small?
Yeah.
print?
and it was light, and that's why I said, send it to us early so we can get it in digital form, and if we have to, we'll blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only on legal, I could
Yeah.
at least put it on Ledger.
Well, this was supposed to be the way it happened, so an informal meeting.
Exactly, it was an informal meeting, so it was fine for an initial meeting.
Yeah.
Or if you had it electronically, you could put it up, you could
Absolutely.
put it up where
I'd love
where
to
you could
get
see
that.
it on the screen too.
So we can start doing it, throw them up on screen.
He did not have that with him.
Well, so these basically, he was looking at 6 general concepts. And then from that, they're gonna come back with maybe one concept this time, or will they?
I hope the next, I mean, he isn't required to do another one of those meetings. This next one's supposed to be full-blown plan for us to look at.
Yeah, he's not,
Hmm.
no, there's no other requirement for another one. He could request it.
Yeah,
But-
I hope he does.
It would
that.
be at his best interest probably to do
Exactly. I would
to
hope he
do
gets
another
it.
practice thing before he spends all the time to put together a formal plan.
Exactly. Send us something that you decided on.
Yeah, well, and I want to just make a note that for Johnny and Tom who participated in that, we need